So when I'm asking to find all x-intercepts, vertical asymptotes, and holes in the graph, really what I'm asking is when is the function 0, when is the function undefined, when is the function indeterminate, just worded a bit of a different way. We still need to proceed the same way. We still need to factor this function as much as possible. So if we take a look, the top, the numerator, we have a common factor of x that we can take out. Make that 9 look a little nicer. On the bottom, we as well have a common factor of x that we can take out. Now, this is not like simplifying the rational expression. We're not trying to cancel out factors. We're just trying to factor this out as much as possible. So if we continue, x squared minus 9 is a difference of squares. We would have x minus 3 and x plus 3. On the bottom, x squared minus 2x minus 3 can factor into x minus 3 and x plus 1. Now I need to look at this function now that it's fully factored, and I need to think to myself, well, what number would I have to substitute in for x to make each factor equal to 0? Well, my first one on the top, my x, to make x equal to 0, I'd have to substitute in as 0. To make x minus 3 equal to 0, I'd have to substitute in a positive 3. And to make x plus 3 equal to 0, I'd have to substitute in a negative 3. Same process on the bottom leads me to 0, 3, and negative 1. So looking at this, now I can determine x-intercepts, vertical asymptotes, and holes in the graph. My x-intercept, this is where the function is 0. This is where I have a 0 on the top, but not on the bottom. If I look and I choose that 0, well, if I substitute in a 0, I'll have a 0 on top, but also on the bottom. Will not give me an x-intercept. Same thing with my 3's. If I substitute in a 3, I'll have a 0 on the top and on the bottom. But if I substitute in a negative 3, that will give me a 0 on the top and not a 0 on the bottom. So I have an x-intercept at negative 3. My vertical asymptotes. Vertical asymptotes happen where my function is undefined. Undefined meaning 0 on the bottom but not on the top. So if I take a look, well, if I substitute in a 0, I do get a 0 on the bottom, but we already discussed that with x-intercepts also leaves me with a 0 on top. Same thing with my 3's. 0 on the bottom, also on the top, will not give me a vertical asymptote. The only value that's going to give me a vertical asymptote is negative 1. So I have a vertical asymptote at negative 1. My holes happen when I have an indeterminate form. Indeterminates happen when we have 0 on the top and on the bottom, in which case the 0's absolutely will leave a hole in the graph. As well, so will the 3's. So I'm going to have actually 2 holes in this graph, one at 0 and another one at 3.